flowers on that one?
On this one?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Where's it?
Normally.
Right, normally it's a white flower with a red lip.
Okay.
Okay? It's called Ice on Fire Nikieta. You can look it up on your Google.
Nice flower.
Yes, beautiful. Quite a nice flower. See, it's not hard. This is already separating itself. But generally, sterilize your knife or whatever utensil you're going to use. Just go straight down the guts of it. Not hard. Just don't cut yourself. That's it. I hope someone's cleaned the floor.
Yeah. We got to be cleans here.
Okay. What you do is you separate, you get these, some bulbs are dry like this one.
They're dead, yeah?
Yeah, well, truly, no resuscitating them. And you get the bulbs that are hard. The ones that are hard, you can either leave on or separate. And people say, oh, will they grow? Oh yeah, they'll grow all right. 4 years down the track, you'll see a flower.
Can we do this every time of the year?
Generally about now, from now through to January, February, while it's still warmer. But this is just not my special plant, it's just a plant that I've got. It's growing, and I leave some like this because when I do these talks, I need something to use as a show plant.
We need something to talk about.
Ours didn't flower this year, and I think that's why.
Why? Because it's dead?
This is the first time I've not had a flower on it.
Okay.
And I believe that because of this, of the plant itself, it just doesn't look healthy
Yeah,
enough
look,
anymore.
Some
Because
people
it's
say
overgrown.
I don't water my plant at all. It just sits there in the rain. Then they say, but it didn't flower. I said, well, you know.
Well, it's better to plant. It doesn't look dead.
Yeah.
It just looks very.
All right. If it looks like this, it needs to be split up. Also check the bark. If the bark is all broken down and not like this, it means it's time to change. You change it, you put it into another pot. All right. I'll offer some people some of these once I'm finished. And you can pot them up yourselves at home. Save me taking. All right, so that's what you do. You clean them up. These are all new plants. If I was to do it myself and hold this plant for a long time, I would slice them off, put them into a pot, grow them. 3 years down the track, I'll see a flower. But I know what it looks like. Everyone knows what they look like. I just leave them like that, and when I'm finished, if someone would like a plant, it's there. Anyone wants a bulb? There'll be bulbs here for you. Okay? And what you do with the bulb, simply clean it up, take all the excess off. They usually have eyes, they call them. Okay? Split them up, clean it up. And you'll see the eye is virtually like an indentation into the bulb. That's where the eye forms, and that's where the new plant will come out from. So that's that one. And now this is probably boring for the younger people here. For the people that have been married a long time, this is interesting. And we've got a young one laughing. Well, that's one. That's a goodie. You're learning. Okay. This one I'll just repot into a small pot. Small pot. Anyway, we'll put it into this pot. Now, some people say, oh, you should cut all these excess roots off. The dead roots you'll feel, they're soft and they just come off. Like that. Some people say, don't pull the roots off. If they're dead, they're not going to do you any good to the plant. Okay? So you just take them off.
If they're dead, then the plant won't take nourishment from them at all?
No. All it does some people when they've got a new plant that hasn't got many good strong roots, They leave roots in there just so I can stabilize the plant. What I do is this, I put a little bit at the bottom, put the rest around it. This looks pretty messy, but once you do this, shake it all in. We had one chap that, a very good grower, very intelligent, but he used to use a stick and he would pound this in. Now that would destroy the roots, but he was successful with it. I disagreed with what he did, but a lot of people thought, oh, I won't mention his name. He does it, he's passed away now, lovely chap. He used to do it now, he used to do it, he used to work. I thought, okay, and you just put it around the pot, that's all. By putting it around the pot, you stabilize the plant. If it's not stable, you use a stake, and all this does is stabilize it a bit more. All right, and if it's not stable, use a stake, put it in, and you tie the stake to it just till it establishes. Once that's done, you let it go, and it'll grow fine. But this is what I do. I do nothing special. I don't pound it in with a stick or anything. I put it in there. And one thing you got to do, and this is, I'll tell you, don't buy the bark from Bunnings, because it holds a lot of moisture. It's more like, I don't know, I think it's rubbish, personally, because it just holds too much water.
Is that a hardwood bark or a softwood
No,
bark?
it's hard. He's going to have a little bit to hold if he's like. Yeah, so,
The Bunnings bark is pine bark.
yeah, and it's too soft. It holds water. It kills the roots. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. That's what I think.
What about the orchid potting mix you get?
From Bunnings, still no.
Yeah.
Because oh, look, it just depends. I just don't think it's worth buying that stuff, because if it gets too wet, some people use Koya, which in their mix, or they just use Koya itself. The difference is Koya breaks down. Fertilizer, when you fertilize your plants, Koya breaks down. It rots the roots if you water frequently. It holds water. It's a different water. When you use Koya, you water in summer. It does dry out very fast, and in summer you probably do it every 4 days to 5 days with Koya in summer. But with bark, because the roots need to breathe as well. If your roots are all clogged up in there with Koya and it's all soaked, forget it. What I do is whenever I repot with proper potting mix, Cymbidium bark, right? I always flush it out because it holds small grains of bark in there, and that clogs up the bottom, and then it can't get no breathing of the roots. The roots need to get air circulation. So while they're sitting in there like that, if you've washed that out and all the residue is going out, you'll see it, it's blank. All runs out, when it comes to clear water, you stop. Someone's a smarty pants up there, knows how to do everything.
No, I'm agreeing, thank you.
Oh.
I don't know how to do it.
But that's what you do, because by not having air circulation in the roots, they won't be able to grow. That's why when people use Koya, it holds around the roots. It doesn't let the whole pot breathe. It needs air circulation, and then you'll see if you put a pot in with good air circulation. I've had them where the roots have gone into the ground where I put them when I first started, and they've grown straight through the pot into the soil. That's good air.
Alex, I see a leaf hanging off there that's looking very ordinary. Is that?
That one?
Yeah.
That's because it's been sitting there and I haven't done anything to it. It's sitting there. But yeah.
I've killed it.
Yeah. Some of these leaves are that long.
Shouldn't have asked them. What did that leaf ever do to you?
It's a victim of our society.
You're making me feel bad there.
Yeah. Now, what happens is you can fertilize weak and do it every day. We can fertilize the right amount and do it once a week. If you fertilize heavy, you end up with, I got some plants at home for a friend of mine, and the leaves are this big. And by the time the flower spike comes out, unless your flower spike is about 5.5 feet tall, like I've got one at home, you are never going to see these flowers. There's just be in amongst the leaves.
So you get one that's got a spike 5.5 feet tall?
Yeah.
Wow, how'd you make that?
Just excellent.
Ah,
No, it's a good plant. It's related to the other one I just had put out there that's been awarded. Okay, so that's the one that I'm waiting to get awarded now, if I can, but I haven't been able to take to a show. 5.5 feet tall. Where am I going to put it? Not even my van is 5.5 feet tall inside. So it may never go to a show, or I might try get it to a show, but I don't like my chances. I'm just going to self it, which means I've taken the pollen off the plant itself, dropped it, and put it under and see if I can get more like it. Chance. If I don't, I'm going to have a plant that's going to be 5.5 feet tall, spike, 2 or 3 spikes, probably worth about $250. You know, but that's what it is. No person can say they're going to cross this one, and I'll get that one. Not a chance.